On paper, areas like these shouldn't really work. They're not trendy, not polished, and most people would just look past this without a second thought. But every serious and smart investor I know is quietly paying attention to places like these. When people talk about hotspots in Ghana, they usually mean the same few places: Airport, East Legon, cantonments, Chado. The problem is, by the time everyone agrees it's a hotspot, the upside is already gone. Most people are buying today's story. Capital that lasts and grows is looking for tomorrow's. We're about, I think we're kind of parallel to a Jingle or moving into Trosako. You can see the middle lane is being developed. So it's a bit of a bumpy ride at this space, but you can see there's been clear progress, and every time I get here, there has been clear progress. Okay, so we come up to the interchange on the Tema Accra Highway. It looks like they're making good progress. Where you can start to see the elevation being built. It will still take a while. So this is before the Shyman Junction and before the Borteyman Junction as well. So when I'm out in the field doing research for clients, the first thing I look for on the ground isn't just price, it's access. How movement actually works here, how people get in and out, where friction builds and where it doesn't. Two areas can look 5 minutes apart on Google Maps and feel completely different in reality. In Accra and the surrounding areas, access compounds value. Poor access quietly kills it. The next thing I really look for is signals, not promises. Drainage, road preparation, power consistency. Not only what's been announced, but what's already been prepared. Nice housing estates developing. You can usually feel when an area is being positioned long before the marketing starts. The real hotspots rarely appear out of nowhere. They kind of spill over from stronger areas, from infrastructure corridors, from changes in the use of the land. When you see contrasts like this, older stock next to early stage development, it's usually telling you something, but only if you're here to see it. More progress being made closer to the free zones area on the Tema Kosovo Road. Most people come to me with a location or project already in mind, usually because they've seen activity or heard momentum or been told a convincing story. But there are actually two very different questions clients bring to the table. Sometimes the question is about what can this area realistically achieve in terms of rental demand, sustainable occupancy, and long-term use. That kind of work isn't about rushing to a conclusion, it's about understanding what's possible and when. Other times the question is very different. It's about committing to investment. There's capital on the line, a site has been identified, and the real question is, should this investment happen at all? These projects aren't descriptive, they're decisive. Every site eventually passes through a decision gate, not a feeling, not a narrative, a clear outcome. Go, no go, defer, or go with conditions. Sometimes that confirms the site or project. Very often it means killing the deal. And that's the real value, protecting your capital in an environment where mistakes are expensive and rarely reversible. Okay guys, we're on client site. This is our last day on field research for this particular client. And this area, which I think is going to come up quite immensely over the next, let's say 10 to 12 years, maybe even shorter. This is Afienya. And the reason why I say Afienya is going to be a really important area is because we've done the research to explore it. So how do we conduct our research? Well, first of all, we need to understand the demand signals. Those demand triggers are around population, income levels, and infrastructure activity happening in the area. Are there new roads being built, etc.? And the reason why I call out Afienya as a very special location is because there's a free trade industrial area that's around 5 kilometers from here, or 15-minute drive, in which there is a lot of manufacturing taking place. It's a project that is driven by the government in collaboration with China. And what that means is there's going to be a desire and what they're calling the Big Push program to build the roads around it. So there is the Tema Kosovo Road, which is the main road coming from all the way from Ashaiman up into Kosovo. And then there's the Afienya Dodowa Road, where there's active construction taking place. And all of these roads are going to start the connectivity into Accra and into Tema, making a lot more sense, making it a lot quicker. And what you'll find is there is some areas around here, like Mateheko, not to be confused with the one in Accra, this is Afienya Mateheko, where the middle income, upper middle income is really growing, and people have taken the time to buy land at a good price and build their homes. And these are upper middle income professionals that work in Tema, around the port, the harbour, etc. Another reason is they have a operational and newly revamped train station, which is Afienya train station, which takes you directly into Tema Harbour in 40 minutes. So it's all, and that's around 15 minutes away from here. And the infrastructure is building. We've got things like a Melcom here, there's Ernest Chemist, all of those kind of things. So in our research reports, what we're doing is we're understanding the demand triggers, understanding the infrastructure that's available, using our data to understand pricing and where to price things if you're a developer, or where to aim if you're a renter or a buyer. And we're combining all of these with on-field research. And that's what we've been doing for the last few days here, looking at road conditions, looking at access conditions, looking at schools that we can physically see in the area. Because most areas in Ghana are not digitally enabled like some other central areas. So we're using our capability to be on the ground and actually look more into what's available, make the phone calls, knock on doors, understand the alternatives. So our research reports help you minimize your risk and identify hidden opportunity that you will never be available online. So if you'd like to dive into one of those research reports with us, it would be our pleasure. You can find that in the description below. So you can see on the Aflau Okosobo Road that there is plans for the road to be extended, because you can see that the commercial shops have only been able to build that far away from the main road. That means there's plans to extend it, and that works on both sides as well. Okay guys, that's it for today. This is how you really uncover future hotspots. Our data is great, and it's a great enabler, but to get the real nuance and detail, You got to get to understand the relationships and the structures on the ground. And that's how we do it at Kuro with our research service. Okay, guys, until next time.